Hello everyone, this is Bodhi, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. We are once again back on the CrustyCraft server for episode 3 of this series. And if you guys recognize this place, that is because we were working here in the last episode on our brand new villager district, which is where we are now. So in the last episode, we got a villager breeder built up and then used that to make this spectacular iron farm. It works quite well, and I've done quite a bit of AFKing over here, which is why we have sort of a large population of villagers, because sometimes they overcrowd in there and they get out. So we're gonna have to find something to do with these villagers, and I have a pretty good idea of what that might be. But that is for a little bit later in today's episode. Before we do that, I want to head over back to my main base and also to the shopping district to show you guys what I've been working on off camera. Okay, so first off, we have to pay the shopping district a visit, and obviously you guys have seen this build before. It's the rocket shop, so we can go ahead and check if we have any profits in here, and it looks like we do. And I've started selling just the raw gunpowder as well, but it looks like people might be pretty stocked up on rockets as is. And then let's see, we can also check our steak and leather shop, and oh, it looks like we made 2 sales, and that is once again not the right amount, so that's kind of weird. But anyway, what I really wanted to show you guys is this. We built this up in between the last episode and this one, and I think it's a pretty cool design. This is to sell our iron, because we are raking in quite a lot from our iron farm, and some of it I have to use obviously, but there is too much coming in from the farm for me to put to my personal use. So I decided to build up shop and sell it to everyone on the server. So yeah, we haven't made many diamonds at our other shops, but this is gonna make us rich, to be honest. Like, look at the amount of diamonds that we are already pulling in from the shop. Let's see, have we got a stack? Oh my god, we do have a stack already. Let's see if we've sold any more. All right, okay, so that is how many diamonds we made off ingots, and then we also have stacks of blocks for sale for 8 diamonds, so you get a little bit of a discount if you buy these. And it looks like, okay, one person purchased a stack of blocks, and that's okay. That is a very good amount of profit, and that's the first stock, so we'll restock it eventually. Not right now. Ooh, it looks like I left my ender chest over at the villager district, but yeah, we are running out of space for diamonds in our ender chests, so let me take my extra one out of here, and I will go ahead and head on over back to my base. But before I do that, I want to show you guys one other thing that I worked on off a camera, and that is right over here next to my starter base area, right next to my jungle. And so if the chunks will load in, that would be great. Looks like we're having a little bit of lag from the server right now, but anyway, here's my area right here with all of our cows that we have. And anyway, if you see up in the sky right there, and there's where it is that is our AFK spot for a new farm that we built up, and that is a slime farm. So I wanted to build a slime farm for a while, but it would have been so much simpler if we were able to use a beacon. And since we made the iron farm in the last episode, we were able to build a full pyramid and set up a beacon down here. And so if we just go ahead and glide on down here, I can show you guys what we have going on. So this is a design that Iskall used at the start of Hermitcraft Season 7, and so I just watched his video on that, and it's really simple, but it makes use of a double slime chunk. So if I turn on chunk borders, you can see that this is actually 2 separate chunks, and since it's 2 separate chunks, it goes a lot faster than just one, obviously, and that gives us a lot more income in slime balls. Now, there's probably not that many in here right now because I took them out earlier today and put them into my storage system. Yeah, so we only have a few, but last night I was able to AFK the farm, and then I came back in the morning to about 2 double chests full of slime balls, which by my count is a pretty amazing amount. So let's go ahead and fly, or just fall to the ground, that works too. Okay, so we can fly out of here, head back to our house, and I can show you guys what our stock is looking like for the slime balls. And yeah, so we have quite a lot. I was able to fill up like half a chest with slime blocks from AFKing overnight. And so yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that farm came together, and how with how our iron shop came together. And Yeah, so there obviously with playing on this server, I'm gonna play on it a little bit more fast-paced than I would on, say, a single-player world, because we have to keep up with selling things and building lots of giant farms and builds. You know, we have a reputation to uphold here, obviously, and a diamond amount to uphold here, obviously. And speaking of which, I think I can throw some of these diamonds back into my normal sorting system, or not sorting system, just storage system. Yeah, so I think I'll keep a stack in there and throw the rest of these. So we are looking pretty good on the diamond front. And, okay, we have some villager heads. Unfortunately, some of the dudes escaped. And, look at all these mob heads that we've been getting from the data pack that we have installed. We even got one of the Withers heads when we decided to fight the Wither for a beacon. But, yeah, moving on from that, what our actual plan for today's episode is to... like I said, make use of the villagers that we have that have been breeding up in the breeder. So if we go ahead and head on over to the villager district once again, which I will do in a minute, what we're going to do today is start off on, looks like I'm getting some lag spikes, but what we're going to do is start off on a villager trading hall. And there are ways to make smaller villager trading halls, but this is going to be sort of my be-all, end-all trading hall for the season. I need to get lots of emeralds, lots of materials from this thing, so I'm going to make a very large trading hall. And I calculated it out, I counted it up, and I want to have 82 villagers in the trading hall. And I can only hope that that doesn't cause any lag problems for the server. But yeah, we'll see how it happens. But so obviously we're gonna want to have like the enchanted book trades and stuff like that, and then have some of the other villagers as well, just to trade with for materials that are not as easy to get without trading. So I'm gonna head back over to the villager district, and I'm gonna start getting to work on a design for the trading hall and for a spot, a location, and I'm gonna see how we can get this worked out. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys over at that area. So we're back at the villager district, and I have spent quite a bit of time trying to come up with a design and a plan for the villager trading hall that I liked. And after a while, I have come up with something, and I quite like what we have come up with here. So if I go ahead and head down here, this hole was obviously not here before, but it looks pretty scuffed right now because it's just like a hole in the ground with dirt and stone and diorite everywhere. But eventually we're going to get this thing decorated, we're going to get it decked out and turned into the full villager trading hall. So let me walk you guys through what I have planned down here. So obviously this is right in our villager district, and we're going to have like a much better entrance than some scaffolding, to be sure, like a water elevator or something like that. But besides that, we have quite a bit of planning done down here. So we're going to have this main room here where you come down into, and then we're going to have like 4 corridors jutting off in the 4 cardinal directions. And the first one that we have here is titled Curing. And that's, I just put this sign here to label it as the area where we're going to have the villagers from the breeder, which we have up there. They're going to come down here and be put into a converting system that turns them into zombie villagers, and then once that's done, we'll splash them with a potion of weakness and a golden apple, and then turn them back into normal villagers, only then they'll have decreased trades. And then once they are being turned back into normal villagers, we'll have them waiting in a queue, probably on this wall over here. And then once they turn back into normal villagers, there's this sort of strange mechanic where they will fall through a 1-block floor, and then they'll fall into a water stream, and that will put them into a storage system that then lets them be moved on to the next area where we will choose their professions and we'll let them get trading. So yeah, all the technical stuff is going to be like inside the walls and stuff. We'll have like some of the walls closed off, but some of it will be using like glass for so we can see into it. So yeah, and then once they end up in the last part where we choose their profession, there's multiple places they can go from there. If the trades that we want are not low enough, we'll be able to send them back and cure them again. If the trades that we want are good and they are low enough, then we will send them into the trading hall, and we can choose one of the quadrants to send them into. But if the trades that if we didn't get the trades that we want, or the villager is not going to be useful to us, then unfortunately we'll have to send them into a disposal area. Sorry villagers, that's how it's got to be. But yeah, besides this first quadrant though, we have the other sections, and this one right here is going to be a part of the trading hall for the farmer and mason villagers. And the farmers are going to trade us useful things from our pumpkins, melons, crops, and they're also going to give us golden carrots. So it will be good to have around 10 to 15 of those guys. And then same amount of the masons. Those guys are going to trade us bricks, quartz, terracotta, and also give us emeralds for our stuff like stone and diorite and stuff like that. So it's also going to be useful to have a lot of those guys, because gathering stuff like quartz and bricks on without trading is not very fun. Over here is the area that is bigger than the other two, and this is for the librarians. And obviously the reason we need such a big area here is because we're gonna have lots of these guys. We're gonna have around 40 of them, because we want to have all of the enchanted book trades. Everything from useful stuff like mending to stuff that we probably will never use, like Curse of Vanishing. But honestly, I want to have every villager we'll ever need, so I'm just gonna try and get every single enchanted book with a very low price, because that seems like a good goal to have for this area. And then finally, in the last section of the trading hall, we have the astutely titled Everything Else. And that means a lot of the villagers that we won't need as many of, like stuff like Fletchers, toolsmiths, stuff that will be useful to have a few of, but not in large quantities like librarians or farmers. So yeah, that's the basic plan that we have for this area. And now what we're gonna do is after this clip, we're gonna head over into a time lapse, and it's gonna be a pretty mega project. This is probably gonna be a very time lapse that might be a little bit longer than usual, because we're gonna get a lot done. I want to get everything put in. I want to get the curing station, all the technical stuff going on here, and I want to get the trading halls, like, for the most part, put in these locations. But before I do that, let me just show you guys the kind of resources that I've been gathering up here. I went over to my base and collected a lot of stuff. We're going to be needing a lot of the stuff that we have in this chest, and then also a lot of the stuff that we have in shulker boxes. Lots of stone bricks, and a site for decorating here. We're going to need a lot of redstone resources, and this is an insane amount of observers and note blocks, but that's what's going to go into the trading hall like cells, so that the villagers will be kept in the spots with the workstations. So and then in this last one here, I believe this is the materials that we need for the not the workstations, the curing station. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff in these chests. But yeah, I'm gonna hop into a replay mod time lapse right here, and I'm gonna get a lot of work done. We're gonna get this place decorated. I think the only thing that we won't get done in this time lapse today is the roof of this place. I hope to get everything else done so that we can just have tons of trading hall spaces so that to fill up with villagers after we are done. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on that. And I'm very excited to start working on this, and I will catch you guys after that time lapse is over. Alright guys, so I wanted to bring you guys back in for a bit of a progress update in between the time lapses and the building process, and show you what we've done so far. And what we have gotten done is the curing station. So we have this whole area back here pretty much good to go. Maybe there is a few minor improvements to make in the future, but for the most part I think that we have got this thing up and running. So I think that we can just go ahead and do a quick test of this system. So what we have going on is, for our villager breeder, we have that hooked up to a system over here where we have the villagers in a queue right here. We have a few of them. You have to have a couple at a time down here. And then what we can do is press this button right here. We get a villager. He gets converted. So let's go ahead and press that button and watch as it should happen. Alright, there we go. For some reason it didn't work the first time. So what should happen here is he gets converted into a zombie. Okay, perfect. I had to do a little bit of troubleshooting with that system, but it looks like it's running perfectly now. So yeah, so we have a nice zombie villager in here, even though he's probably not very nice. And I actually brought with me some stuff to make weakness potions, and also I have a golden apple with me. And so if we go ahead and throw a weakness potion at him, and good, it did not hit me, and then we can go ahead and hit him with a golden apple as well. And right now he is converting to a normal villager. And of course the difference is that this villager, when they are done, they'll have a God, I'm blanking. They'll have a much lower trades than the villagers before. So yeah, that's gonna be great. And also what I wanted to mention is that we will actually go be putting the weakness potions in that dispenser right there. I just did it manually this time around, but I can go ahead and put them in that system. So that is going to be perfect. So I'll be back with you guys when this guy is done converting, because that does take a couple of minutes. Okay guys, so apparently I forgot how my own system works, because as you can see here, the dude disappeared. He just and what happened is that he actually fell through the floor. So if I show you guys down here, so now he's a villager, he's wandering around down here, and that's fine, because what I forgot to do is I forgot that you actually don't need to wait for him to be done. What I'm gonna do in the future is drop them down before they're done converting. And can I get that minecart? There we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, like I said, is I'm gonna drop them down before they're done converting, and then what will happen is so now this system is sort of screwed up because I forgot to do it with this guy. So this guy might have to be disposed of, unfortunately, because he won't make it into the system. But what would happen here is that a zombie villager would come through, they would go up here once I drop them through the floor, and then they would fall on top of this right here, which is sort of like the waiting area for the zombie villagers. And then I was actually going to make use of that strange mechanic of zombie villagers falling through the floor when they convert. And so that's what they would do. They would fall through the floor and then get put into this water stream once they're done. And so that way we could have several of them curing at a time, since it takes a while. But and then also what these pistons were for is to push the minecarts into a system that I was gonna create that has like a cactus to break them. But we haven't got around to that yet. So yeah, unfortunately we are going to have to get rid of this villager. And there's no other villagers around here, so I'm sorry, buddy. You didn't make it into the system. We're gonna have to do it to one of your friends, but yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of this guy. Not proud of that, but you know, we need to actually make sure that the system is up and running. So with that being done, let's go ahead and get a second villager in here. There, the second guy's queued up. Okay, interesting. He spawned with armor. I'm pretty sure that will just fall off him once he's done. Oh, we need another golden apple. I forgot. Okay, there we go. And yeah, because that time I actually put the potions in so that it did it automatically. But we still have to hit him with an apple ourselves. And then what we'll do here is send the zombie villager away. Should have read the sign. And then he'll get put in there. And now he's waiting on top of the trapdoors. If any more zombie villagers came in, they'd push him over. And when he's done converting, he will just fall through the floor, go into that path right there, and then there I have a water elevator that takes him up and drops them into here. And as you can see, these are the cured villagers. And then what we can do after that is send the cured villagers to the profession station. So yeah, so since that guy is now curing up, you guys obviously have got a good feel for how this system works. Okay, so as it turns out, I actually had to make one more change, and that was to this water system right here. But it's okay, I got it all worked out. I just had to replace those trapdoors with solid blocks, and I had to rework the way that the water takes them, and now they all consistently end up in here. And so what I can show you guys now is, since we have 2 cured villagers in here, I tried it on 1 more villager. We can actually press this button, and this isn't actually going to work yet because this is still a work in progress. I don't have a minecart system hooked up to this yet, but if we were to just place a minecart there and then press the button, then one would get taken out and end up over here. And it looks like he's actually pathfinding to one of our workstations. So, perhaps we need to place some blocks around here. But I think what he's pathfinding to is probably this. Maybe? Let's see. No. Okay, maybe it's not the right time of day. Let me check what day. Oh, yeah. Okay, so soon he should be able to start changing his profession, I think. But if we just remove all possible workstation blocks, I think... What is he? He's a mason. Okay, so... I got rid of the stone cutter. And let's see if he can change his trades. Okay, guys, I was able to get this villager to drop his profession, and then I switched him to a librarian. And you would not believe this, but the first villager that we have got in our system here, and his one of his first trades, this popped up right when I placed the stand down. Mending for 1 emerald. And if that's not a sign that this trading hall is going to be amazing, I don't know what is. I am super happy with that, and I was not prepared for that at all. Luckily, I was able to grab some paper to trade with him just so that he doesn't drop his trade. So now if we get rid of this, he will go ahead and keep his trades. And what I did here to get rid of the problem with him dropping his trades is I placed double carpets down so that he can't pathfind over that. And so I think that with the next villager, they should not pick up on any workstations that are over in that area. Of course, now I'm seeing the issue of the lectern falling down there, but I don't know, that's a different issue. But I think that this is a much better way to get the villager to get trades without pathfinding to other points of interest. So the problem now obviously is that we don't have a place to send this guy, but yeah, still, even without a trading hall built up to put him into, I'm still very happy with what we managed to get here. But anyways, guys, honestly, it caught me by surprise how long this actually took to build up just this portion of the system that we have going on here. I know the time lapse was just a bit over 2 minutes, but that was a couple of hours for me, and that is a good amount of work for this episode. So I am very sorry, because I know I said that we would build up a lot of this villager trading hall in this episode, but I think that was too ambitious of a goal. But honestly, don't worry. We will 100% be working on the rest of this section in the next episodes. And yeah, we should be finishing this up within an episode or 2. And we'll finally have a place to put our new overpowered mending villager. But with that, guys, I am going to have to close out the episode today because that is all I have time for. And so, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you enjoyed and want to see more Minecraft content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment letting me know what you think of this video and of this series so far. And with that, guys, I will go ahead and see you in the next episode.